for both of you, just how exciting is it going into Texas A&M knowing that, you're in the postseason projections, and kind of do you talk about what you guys need to do out there to maybe clinch a postseason berth before the SEC tournament?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. But one thing that we've been talking about all season is that we're not done yet. We still got 3 more games left, and I think if you start looking ahead of those, then something bad can happen. So we're just looking at these 3 games right now as games we need to take care of one day at a time.
Yeah, like you said, just taking it one game at a time. I mean, not looking ahead, just trying to, not get too high, too low, just one game at a time and go from there.
Hunter, after catching all the 3 games this past weekend, I know you said you felt all right. How are you physically now, and would you be able to carry on that kind of load again this weekend and possibly going throughout the tournament as well next week?
Yeah, I feel fine. I do everything I can too, so nothing hurts. Everything's fine right now, so yeah.
This question's for Adam. What kind of compliments have you gotten on the stash, and do you think it helps the throwing game?
Definitely helps the throwing game. I've gotten a little bit of negative comments from the team, but I'm completely, I like it a whole lot, so it's going to stay around for me. No. There's a lot, actually. I mean, a lot of guys are trying, but they're not. Stashes don't look too good.
What do you think you guys are doing really, really well right now? Obviously, pitching and defense has been kind of the emphasis over maybe the last month. I know like the offensive numbers get thrown around a lot, but can you talk maybe about sort of the defense and maybe something else that you guys think you're doing really, really well right now?
I think what we're doing great right now is playing as a team. A lot of people get thrown in with their own numbers, but I think at the end of the day, it's how you play as a team, and I think that we've done that well for the past 5 weeks, and I think if we can continue to do that, then I think we're going to be a team that nobody wants to play into the postseason.
Yeah, like you said, just adding on that, I mean, I think we're really just starting to come together as a team right now. I mean, we've had some things that didn't go our way earlier in the season, but I think things are finally starting to come around for us, and we're finally starting to mesh and put everything together, and like Hunter said, it would be a scary team to play.
Hunter, TJ Hopkins is making the trip. How important would it be to get him back in the lineup if he is able to play, and just kind of what spark does he give you when he is in the lineup?
Yeah, TJ, I mean, it's always big to have TJ in the lineup. He's a huge presence hitting leadoff, but even if he's not in there, we still feel comfortable with whoever's hitting, whoever's leading off. So, I mean, TJ is great to have, but at the same time, if TJ isn't there, then so what? The next guy will get it done just as good as he can.
Adam, you've been doing the Saturday starts for about a month or so now. I guess now that you've gotten in the routine, have you noticed any advantages or disadvantages? What do you like and not like about it?
I like it just the same. I approach it just as any other start. I mean, I'm going to do whatever it takes to help our team win. That's the ultimate goal. And I mean, so there's obviously no issues for me. I mean, there's no real advantages or disadvantages. I guess only advantage would be getting to see a lineup react first game, getting a up close and personal view the day before your start. But other than that, it's the same kind of approach as any other start would be.
How much does it kind of help mentally to know where the offense is over the last couple of weeks with the series wins, to kind of go out there and kind of take some of the pressure off? And what, if anything, Adam, do you tell Logan before this week, just because of the fact that he's had a couple of starts that have been not what he would expect?
Yeah, well, about Logan, I mean, Logan's mature well beyond his years. I mean, he, if there's anybody who can handle, any adversity or success or anything, it's him. I mean, kid's really mature, and he knows how to pitch, and there's not really much I have to tell him. Just keep doing what he's doing, basically. And yeah, I mean, with our offense and stuff, with the way guys are hitting, I mean, just it makes your job so much easier as a pitcher. I mean, there's the pressure gets taken off, and you just get to go out there and fill up the strike zone, and getting that offense back in there, you're going to get a lot of support. So.
have either of you guys been to Texas before? And also, being veteran guys, been to a lot of spots in the SEC. What's been your favorite road trip?
I've been to Texas before, and that is my favorite road trip. My freshman year, they did the Ball 5 chant, and it was crazy. So that was my favorite one so far. I'm excited to go back and do the same thing because freshman year we actually took 2 or 3 from them, which wasn't a great year for us, and that was really fun. So hopefully we can do the same thing this year, if not more.
Yeah, I've never been to Texas. It'll be the first time. But Ole Miss, my freshman year, is probably my favorite trip. I was just, they're a really highly touted team, and we ended up sweeping them at home, and it was just a really fun environment to play in, so it was probably my favorite.
Hunter, do you have a speech or anything to calm your pitcher down if that Ball 5 chant happens this year?
I'm sure I'll think of something off the top of my head, but I don't really have something right now. I'll think of something, I guess, if that happens, but it's not going to happen because they're going to throw strikes.
When do you start thinking about maybe the draft? And, have you already? I mean, it's something that you've already gone through before, I guess, and I'm sure you've looked at, prospect rankings and stuff, but when do you start kind of looking at that and sort of, prepare yourself to make a decision?
Yeah, I truthfully have not been focused on that, and, I'm focused on this team. I mean, we're finally starting to play really good baseball, and it's really exciting times around here. So that's my main focus. I mean, whatever happens, happens, but, I'm focused on this team.
Anything else for you guys?
I guess for both of you guys, just looking at this particular weekend, how important is your play in terms of how well you do in this series? How important is this series for you guys moving forward?
I think it's very important, just as any series is. This is the last one of the year for us. We believe we have 15 wins in the SEC right now, and every win that we can take after this is icing on the cake. So we're going to go in there looking to win as many games as we can, hopefully 3, and nothing less from that. And I think if we can come out with 3 wins, we'll be sitting a lot prettier than we are right now. And that's the main goal, is just win one game at a time, win Thursday, win Friday, and think about Saturday then.
Yeah, like Hunter said, I mean, we're going to look to carry, this momentum we've had from playing well here recently and carry it into Texas. I mean, we're looking for 3 wins and nothing less. We expect nothing less. And, we're going to go out there and try to play good baseball and win 3 games and carry that into Hoover.